Another day, another dollar, another Two Left Feet podcast. And I don't know how this one's going to go, mate, because I'm pretty sure I got concussed this weekend. I'm still not 100% sure.
To be fair, whenever I chill with you, sometimes I always just feel you're naturally concussed. So.
Yeah, so this is going to be like 20 times worse. But I completely misjudged the header / pussied out of it from centre half this weekend. It hit the back of my head. I was just telling you I was asleep. But I just I forget where everything is on a good day. And now on a bad day, I can't remember. Like, it's taken about 8 years to even start this thing. So apologies in advance if I'm all over the shop. My mum was pretty convinced I was concussed the other day. So she actually like was checking on me to check if I was like, it's because apparently the last thing you need to do if you're concussed is sleep.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Basically, you know, the goalkeeper punts it like fucking 100 metres in the air. I was winning a header or two from there. And then this last one, it kind of curved in the air. And I don't know why, I just did not fancy it. And you should never say that as a centre half, but I did. Because it was a friendly. And also just pussied out of it. And I mistimed it so badly to the point where it went out for a corner. But because it went out for a corner, it hit the back of my head. And I thought I was fine. And then I lost everything on my way back. And I just couldn't remember where everything... And again, I thought I was fine. But I came back and apparently I was all over the shop. And I still might be all over the shop.
Did you lose it? Did you find them?
Yeah, no, completely lost my shin pads. I took them off, and for the life of me, I was sitting there. I'm like, I don't know where I've just put these.
Jesus.
It was weird. It's like the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. Anyway, apart from that, I've been all right. I've got a mad story to tell you. I was on a date last week on Thursday.
What?
Yeah.
Describe.
Yeah, it went all right.
Yeah.
I don't...
Future Lawler.
Let's not go there.
Okay, were you organising a second date?
We're not going to talk about second or third dates on there. But I was on a date.
Oh, you don't do second or third dates.
We were on a date. I was on a date.
Is that even a date?
And I was in... if you're from around Izzy, do you know about Slim Jims? Late night bar in Angel. Like in between Highbury and Angel.
Has it got like a pool? A pool?
Nah, but it's like late night rocker kind of vibes.
Okay, cool.
And I was there and I was on this date with this lovely lady and it was going well. Went to the late night bar, chilling, and like you go into the right through these saloon doors in Slim Jims and we go in there and there's this other like French duo in this pub we were in before it closed and they're just like looking at us. Anyway, we walk in and they recognise us again and they go, "Oh, guys, are you on your first date? Like, we don't believe you're on a first date." I'm like, yeah, we're on a first date. It's like, "Oh, it doesn't seem like it. You guys are getting along." I was like, "Oh, yeah. And like, partly like just going like, fuck off. Like, I'm just trying to enjoy my date." And we're like, "Oh, so are you guys on a date?" And they go, "No, we're siblings." I go, "Okay, cool." I was like, "Oh, where are you from?" They're like, "Oh, I'm from France, from Paris." And
Did they have...
me and this girl, this lovely lady, as I say, are like chilling. And
Lovely.
And maybe one day we'll do a rundown on my dating life because at the moment it's not going to paint me in a good light. Well, that could have just got me in trouble. That
could be we can have a little spin-off.
Yeah, if you want.
Two left balls.
To be fair, I got some stories. And this is another one. So anyway, we're at this bar, blah, blah, blah. Drinking, have a good time, kind of like try and ignore them a bit. But they keep on trying to talk to us and they just keep on going on and like we know you're not siblings, like, but they're like, no, they're adamant, they're siblings, they're brother and sister, they're from Paris, they're chilling. Like, cool. Anyway, we go outside for a bit, let's just say, chilling, whatever, and we go back to our table. Tell me why when I come back to the table, Chika, they're necking off. Because there's two ways that this goes. Either they're siblings, and that's a weird start, or two, that's some weird kink.
Maybe they're step siblings. You know, like Wuthering Heights.
Well, no,
I just watched it.
Is it about that?
It's crazy.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know what was going on there.
Well, you don't think they were having you on?
100% they're having us on.
Okay.
That's not the point. Like, we knew they were having us on the whole time, but they were like adamant. They're siblings. They kind of look similar, which was kind of fueling the fire. But I don't care if you're having me on. That's weird. I shouldn't judge people's kinks, but for me, that's weird. That's like straight out Norwich. No offense, Joe. Do you know what I mean? That is weird. Like, I was a victim of incestual role play.
Should have got involved.
I tried to. She said no. But
Fucking hell, United scored.
is it 1-0 already?
Yeah.
Who scored?
Seshko.
Oh, fuck's sake. Anyway,
You got the assist.
do you not think that's a mad story? Do you not think that's weird? It's not like the maddest thing in the world, but I think that's weird to get off on that.
I don't think they're getting off. They're just finding it funny. They're trying to like, I don't know. I can't.
No, I'm sorry. They're either siblings or they're getting off on it. Yes, you still might find it funny.
Oh, you think they're not trying to like...
No, I think they're having us on, but I think there's also another element to it where it's like they find it hot.
Did you not talk to them after that moment?
No, I fucking got out of that bar quick as possible.
What they're going to do to you?
No, I can't describe. You had to be there.
I would have got up to them and be like, I thought you were siblings. What's going on?
I thought that was weird. No,
I would have called the police.
I nearly did.
La Policia.
I nearly did. La Policia. Anyway, that's my story of my week. That was weird. Any mad stories on your side? That's a no. Should we get on?
Can't say anything too crazy.
Well, did you have a good Sunday?
Yeah, had a great Sunday.
Were you nervous on Sunday for a bit?
Yeah, I was intense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say nervous. It was intense. I locked in as if I was playing.
Yeah. I bought a bottle of wine before the game even started because I'm doing Lent this year, so I'm not drinking beer. So
I need to do Lent.
I'm giving up chocolate sweets, wine, and stressing from Arsenal games because I got a. Have you ever had orange wine?
Yeah.
You like your wine, man. You like a wine.
I think recently I've had orange wine, but for a while I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, you know Georgia, the country Georgia, Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Where?
What's the capital of Georgia?
Oh fuck! This is gonna annoy me. I know it. Begins with a T.
Yeah, correct. What was the second letter?
It's like Tir something. It's not Tirana. That's Albania. It's Tbilisi.
Yes. Very well
Good.
done.
There you go. Mad geography skills.
Come on, man.
Go on, okay. But yeah, they do really good wine apparently, and it bloody helped during that game because when it went 1-1, I was shitting myself. Me and Felix were like moving like catty girls. Like I was around his flat and we were chilling. Like he was on one arm of the sofa, I was on the other, and we're just like watching like that. He's got a darts board, and every fucking time I got nervous, I just got up there or next to a glass of wine. I was shitting it when it went, and I was, mate.
Imagine how the players feel. We can't even watch.
What do you mean?
Like you're shitting it just watching it. But imagine how the players feel like.
No, calm. Calm.
You reckon?
Yeah, when you're in a game, like you feel relaxed.
What happened with the Wolves game? last
I don't know, that was weird. I still can't understand that. But it's a weird game, wasn't it? Do you know what's the weirdest thing about it? Spurs set up just like Wigan on the weekend. Did you notice that? They played like I saw the what's his name, Tudor or whatever, Henry VIII. He was trying to push... He was trying to push Van der Ven.
And Van der Ven waved him off.
I waved him off. I'm like, but it was baffling because it was like he's playing a high line with five at the back. I couldn't believe it. And that might work, but I'm just like, you know, most teams who have had success against Arsenal this season sit back. Why are you playing a high line in your first game? I thought when I saw the lineup, I thought, all right, they're going to sit deep, like, and try and hit us on the counter. There were so many pockets, and that's why Eze had such a good game. Partly, I think, because the three centre backs, I think the two left and right of the back three, they didn't know whether to go or push. And I'm sorry, I've said this before. Dragusin is fucking shit.
I would say in the first half, he had a great first half.
It was just he didn't get tight to Eze for the first goal. It might be a bit harsh, but I thought Gyok targeted him to fuck.
Yeah, but I think Gyok was making him look good in the first half. Jackson won all the duels in the first half against Gyokores.
I saw
Second
Jackson.
half, he was definitely exposed. I was fuming with Gyokores at half time. I was like, you're making this guy look like prime Cannavaro. You obviously heard me, so
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think Jackson was that impressive personally.
no. All in all, nah. But first off, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
The one thing that's frustrating me about Arsenal is exactly what Rice did, and it was really weird because I just couldn't get mad during the game. I don't really care if anyone's gonna make a mistake in that game. I'm kind of glad it was him. Do you know what I mean? Like he kept his head well. But even during that game, it's really starting to fucking get on my tits. Us giving the ball away. I'm really, really happy we won that game, and I think it could be a massive moment for our season. But it's lucky it was against. I don't want to say it too loud in this house. It's lucky it was against Tottenham because oh no, my old man will fucking beat the shit out of me, bro. But it was lucky it was against Tottenham because I genuinely think on another day some of those sloppy, like there was a few that went into Zubamendi and he looked so leggy, and he has played a lot. There is so much legginess in that squad still, and Timber had to come off because of it. It's the giving the ball away. It was really like in the Chelsea game that's coming up in the next league game. It's really starting to worry me. We saw it live against United in every single game. I know I should be positive. I'm just getting the negative out.
No, I agree. I think the team is a lot of the players are looking tired out there. A lot of the players are looking a bit weary, worse for wear. So, but you know, they got to find a second gear, man. Got to find it within somewhere. I think we have had a big squad. We haven't used it as much as we could have, but you know.
I think Norgard's got to start getting a bit more game time. Every time I've watched him, I'm not saying he's a world beater, but he's done a good job. He's done a good job. Am I saying he's... The problem is the gap between Norgard and Eze and Rice is the biggest in the squad, position to position, on a position to position basis in terms of quality. But Norgard hasn't had a bad game. And I think in some of the games going forward, we're going to have to utilise him more because I would rather have a less leggy player if it means that the quality diminishes a bit. And we've signed him for a reason. And I think he's done well in every game, apart from the games where he's had to cover at centre-half. But it's really starting to worry me, this giving the ball away. Because genuinely, we got punished once in that game, and that's because Kolo Muani loves the Tudors. And he's worked under them before. Apart from that, they did not punish us at all. Did not. I think there was so many times where they could have really put their foot
Going forward is one of the poorest Tottenham teams I've seen. Like, once I saw the lineup, I was like, shit, this is a terrible team, but you know, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, you know.
Do you think they could go down? Here's a genuine question, and here's one to talk about. I don't think I've ever seen the Tottenham bad, and I not fairly know my Tottenham stuff because, as if you've been following the podcast for a while, so I documented my parents are massive Spurs fans. I genuinely think this might be the worst Spurs team I've ever seen.
The thing is, before the end of the season, or before the beginning of the season, I was saying like this Tottenham team ain't too bad. But nah, like that lineup they put out, I was like, wow, like they deserve to be exactly where they are. But can they get relegated? 100% yes. If this manager doesn't fix things very, very quickly, I don't see them even taking advantage of a new manager bounce. Like, I can't see much change. They are missing some crucial players, like Kulusevski, Maddison. Like Maddison's one of their leaders going forward. Solanke's been out of the season, out for majority of the season. Quality player, in my opinion. Kulusevski's their best player. Can play in numerous positions. I think Odebert's out for the rest of the season again or something like that.
Yeah, they haven't had luck either, to be fair.
Look at Tell's awful.
Yeah. Do you remember when we
Colomani, maybe can get the best out of Colomani now. You know, he's had success with him at Juventus previously. So,
where do you think their biggest weakness is right now? Also, I think the Simmons signing is not talked about how bad he's been.
He's awful. He's awful.
Yeah.
Shies away from most contact. Gets stroppy. Loses his head. He's just, for someone with obviously that possesses such great ability and has been a wonder kid for quite a long time, and now stepping into adulthood, well, you'd hope he would. Xavi Simmons is not good enough, bro. I don't know if it's time. I don't know if it's the league that's too quick for him, too physical for him. If he's not sharp enough, or if he's just not got maybe the right people around him in the team, like leaders to help him kind of bed himself in this team or this league, but not good enough, bro.
Where do you think their biggest weakness is right now?
In their heads.
Do you think it's that? Yeah.
In their heads, and they don't have enough quality in depth.
Yeah. Should we go through that team that they put out, because we will get onto Arsenal, but I worry that, look, I obviously think Arsenal played well, but I do think if I'm being completely honest as a non-biased fan, I do think it was more Spurs were that bad. I really do.
Let me put this to you, yeah. Is this the biggest gap between Arsenal and Tottenham that you've seen during your lifetime?
Well, if I'm being honest, part of the reason why I'm an Arsenal fan, and if I'm being honest, because I used to be taken to White Hart Lane as a kid, and it was not good then. But I still remember as a kid Spurs getting results against Arsenal. I think this is our biggest winning run against Spurs. I'm not sure if it's away or home, but this
5 in a row, no?
Yeah, since 1980.
Crazy.
So that's what's making me think. Yeah, I genuinely think it is, because if you look back at those Spurs teams in the early noughties of what I grew up watching, I still think you can point to so many good players. Robbie Keane comes to mind, Jermaine Defoe, Ledley King,
Sol Campbell.
So yeah, yeah. But genuinely, like, there were still some players there. I'm even thinking of Taino. Do you remember Taino?
No,
Yeah, Taino. There's in the early, like, even your Nico Cranchars, your even Aaron Lennon's, like
Bentley.
Like, there were players there that would make a difference. And even as an Arsenal fan, and even having the success we did, you would still be fearful of those players. Cheeks, yeah. I weren't fearful for 1 second. Do you think I'm fearful of Archie Gray playing right wing back? The only person I was fearful of yesterday was maybe Conor Gallagher, because it's kind of an unknown of him in the squad. Then I saw him play and I thought, oh, actually, I'm not worried about you. Basuma looked all right for like 5 minutes, got a tackle in. But I'm sorry, I look at that squad. Jagasin, not good enough. Paulinho, why is he playing right centre-back? Van der Ven, not listening to instructions. Archie Gray, right wing-back, not fast enough. Gallagher doesn't know what he's doing. Basuma played good for 5 minutes. Pape Matar just went missing. Jez Spence, on a good day, yeah. But he's not striking fear into me. Xavi Simons, we've spoken about that. Maybe Kolo Muani. Not one of them could lay. Kolo Muani and Xavi Simons as a front two wouldn't even fucking come close to Defoe on a bad day, or Robbie Keane on a bad day. I genuinely think
the way I put it, if you're supposed to put our B team next to their A team, the only person getting in that squad is Van der Ven, maybe.
Yeah.
And yeah, no.
It's
the biggest gap between these two teams, and I don't think North London has ever been as red as it has now.
But yeah, no, like, generally, I would start to be worrying about relegation, because I think it paints Ange in a good light as well now. I think it really does. I know we're talking about injuries, but I think it really does paint Ange in a good light, because I think you look at that squad now and you look at what he had to fall back on when the season goes on, and like how the league campaign went on whilst he's playing in the Europa League. I actually think it's crazy how well they've done in Champions League with that squad. I don't know how Frank managed that. But I think, I genuinely don't know how the backroom staff and whoever's run it, what is it, Enoch or Enoch or whatever, Joel Lewis and etc. I genuinely don't know how they fucked it up so bad. They've got state-of-the-art facilities. They've got, Ange said maybe their wage budget doesn't cover it. They've made very good signings. They've got more than enough... They can make good signings. They've got the budget to. They haven't. That's the point. But you know, and this has been going on for years. This has been going on since they fucking signed Soldado. What's the other striker? The big Danish lad, Janssen.
You mean Goldado?
It's genuinely impressive how badly the backroom staff have fucked that up. And if I'm my mum and dad, I'm fucking fuming. I just don't understand. Like, it's not even like it's a soulless club. It's got plenty of history. It's rich in history. It really is. It's a real soulful club. And I just don't understand how they've made it so soulless and so empty. It's mad. It's actually mad to me. I genuinely don't know how it's possible to fuck it up that bad.
I love it.
On a more
It's
positive...
a beautiful game. Do you reckon they can win the Champions League and still get relegated?
No chance. No, that's good. Well, you think Archie Gray, right wing back up against...
But his dad was a footballer, no?
Archie Gray's a good player, but he's not a fucking right wing back. It's Paulinho at a right centre back, Dragusin going up against Harry Kane, and if they pull by him, it's a one-way story. But one person I owe an apology to is Gyok. I thought
A full apology.
a full apology because I backed him, but I didn't back him, and now I back him. I don't know what he's been eating. I think he's been eating some beans or something. What's really, really made me enjoy his performance in that match is, yes, there were a couple of times he didn't hold up the ball, but fuck me, he made a presence felt. And I thought he was clever. And actually, I think in the first half, it's a pass that Rice tried to dink into Gyok. And Rice fucked the pass.
Yeah, it was Rice's fault. I was arguing with my boys about this. Like, I felt they were just trying to pick on Gyokores. Oh, bend your
No. That was played behind him. What is he supposed to do? I thought he was really intelligent in the spaces he occupied. As you said, you were getting frustrated because you thought Dragusin pocketed him. But he went away from Van der Ven that whole game. He was like in the left-hand channel. You can see it for his goal.
He's always playing in that left-handed channel though.
Yeah, I know he enjoys it. I think it helps when Martinelli's not playing with him because Martinelli likes to occupy that space. So when I saw Trossard and Gyok, I was very happy. But I owe an apology to Gyokores because I thought his all-round game yesterday was fantastic. There was a moment where he sprinted back, won the ball in the final third, turned, and we went on the attack again. I'm like, where's this energy come from? It was like he had fully charged his batteries. I was like, and do you know what? I owe an apology because I backed him, then I went away from it. And now I'm not going to fully back him again because that would be fucking soulless. But, 10 goals in 25 Prem games now. And I think the difference of Gyokores in this game was that he finally scored a goal that made a difference in the game. The Sunderland game, it put it to bed with the 2-0, and I thought that was a great goal to score. But in this game, I thought he finally scored a game, made a difference, picked up the right opportunity, and I heard in it on the whistle by James McNicholas. If you watch the training videos at London Colney, he's practiced that shot every time. And also I got that exact shot.
Yeah, he kind of did a similar goal against Inter Milan.
Yeah,
he
loves
and
that
even
one.
That other Champions League team, correct? He loves that little set.
Bosh.
Right. And I think he came out in his interview and he was saying like ever since he saw Eze kind of replicate that finish against Tottenham in the first game, where he scored that hat trick, he's like been trying to repeat that in training so he can execute in the game. And
do you know what? Fair play to Timber. Played it. I think Timber played it early. I think we try and go down that right hand channel when Saka's there a lot, and I thought he played it early brilliantly. Eze does brilliantly to move the man away, picks up that space, absolutely hammers it home. But yeah, do you know what? I could sit here and talk about Gyok and talk about the goals, and he's finally scored a goal that makes a difference in the game. But it's more his all-round play on top of that. I thought he was a constant threat. He looked physically more active. He was winning back the ball. He was holding up the ball more often than not. He just felt like he was always in the right place. And I think that's a really underrated thing as a striker. As a striker yourself, I'm not sure if... I think it's a very undervalued skill.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I think the frustration is he hasn't been able to score and he hasn't been able to put in consistent performances outside of just the box. But I think he combined both really well, especially in the second half, I'd say. And he's been gradually improving. I did think the Brentford game was very disappointing, but that was, a physical battle that he just, I guess, lost. And none of the players that we had kind of played that well in that game either. But yeah, man, he's starting to show his worth, and like you see how highly a lot of the players speak of him. I know it's a team sport, and like everyone, no matter what he goes through, the team are going to get around him and be positive, I guess. But I like his confidence. I like how he's probably defiant, and I think he's 27, 28. He's showing that mental toughness that you kind of get around that age. Not to let the limelight kind of get you down, but the stats are showing for themselves. A lot of people, it's just a huge debate in like, I have a group chat with like Milo and Antoine, and it's like we're always disagreeing, always getting on each other's backs or keeping
Yeah.
receipts. But in my opinion, he's scored the most goals in 2026 now.
Yeah.
He scored more than Semenyo. He's got 8 goals, I believe, in
Yeah.
2026, and like I think Haaland has 3.
Do you think there's not enough appreciation for the fact that it takes time to bond with a player on the pitch as well? And the fact that Arsenal have such a big squad and there's heavy rotation, maybe it actually takes a bit longer.
My thing is, you got to feed him right. If you play Odegaard and you have no runners beyond Odegaard, because Odegaard's not going to make that third man run into the box, Eze is going to be occupying at least a couple of the defenders at once, you know. But I think when you have Odegaard with the other two that always play, he has no one to take people away from him. So I think Eze making those runs into the box meant that we actually had a bit of space, a bit of time more to actually influence the game and get a shot off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think when that's exactly why when Havertz was playing, he was also seeing a huge upturn in his chances and his goal rate as well, because Havertz likes to make those runs and free up space for other people, but Odegaard's always dropping deep. You're never going to get that unless you've got like a system which suits him, maybe like Martinelli tucking in and making runs beyond. But I think you need to play to his strengths. Like, you know, there's certain strikers that the team plays well with when you're playing Odegaard or other people, but he needs runners around him. He can't hold every centre back for himself and then expect the others to just produce every single time. If you want to get the best at Gyokores, you need to progress the ball quicker, and you need people that can generate space for him, because he needs that time. He's not yet got that speed of thought or to get that separation, make that finish, because usually it takes too long. He's not used to someone closing him down straight away. But I think if you give him more space with runners around him, I think he makes that impact, and that's what we're seeing now. More goals than Ekitike now, more goals than João Pedro now, more goals than Sesko and Buemo, Watamade. These are all people that, you know, have been signed this summer to make an impact. So, and after all the hate he's getting, he's not the cleanest sort of footballer, but if he's scoring goals, who can complain?
And he scored with his cock.
Ruining it.
All right. I've got a question for you, mate. You ready for this question? Do you think Eze is just a moments player, or do you think he's proven that he's not? No. Do you think there's so many games? I'll lay it all out. Firstly, he hasn't had a Premier League 90 since the last Spurs game. So how he's supposed to produce an incredible performance when he's been getting like minutes here and there, I don't know. And maybe that game against Wigan showed that he needs a run of games. But do you think he's just a moments player? Because 5 of his 6 Premier League goals are now against Spurs. And you think of his big impacts this season, he will really be off it if he's off it. Let's be honest. He's had games where he's really off it. Against United, comes to mind, Brentford. And then he just turns it on. City, he's massive in that game. The ball through to Martinelli. Palace scored the only goal. And obviously both games against Spurs. Do you think in these next few run of games, with his form, he's got the opportunity to be like, no, I'm not just this moments player. I've got a bit more about me.
I think he has the quality to be one of our most productive players on the offensive front. I don't think he's just a moments player. At the end of the day, we do need a moments player as well. I think he's a bit more... I don't want to call him a moments player because I feel like he's got a lot more to his game than we probably even seen, you know. Or we've seen more flashes and even in that Tottenham game, like until he probably got the first or second goal, I didn't think he was playing well. I felt like he could have gotten the ball a bit more, and just as I felt like he was disappearing in the game, he popped up with a goal in the box. I think he takes that risk going forward, which is what we need. We need more risk takers. But I think the thing is, when you go from being the best player at your club adored, whatever, and you're coming to a system where everyone's kind of on the same level as you. I think you'll look to less. You're gonna get fewer touches. You're gonna be asked to do different jobs. You're gonna be asked to do hard work that you haven't done before. The team's less. It's not gonna be carrying you on the defensive front like he maybe had at Palace. So it's like, I think he's just stepping up into that role. He's the first time he's played for a big club. And yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I think he even had inconsistent periods at Palace. Every Palace fan will tell you, like, I remember the first half of the season, he was terrible for Palace. It wasn't until they kind of got into the groove that he started kicking on and getting crucial goals in the Premier League, in the FA Cup. The second half of the season was phenomenal, but the first half, he was kind of nowhere. He was out of form. Wasn't really scoring, wasn't really creating much. But, players go through this throughout seasons. What we do know is that if you use him well, he's dangerous. And players don't want him to have too much time on the ball. But I think he's creating moments. I just didn't want to see more of them now. I want to see the consistency, but we have to utilize him in the right way. I think a lot of the time he does look a bit like a daisical on the defensive front, or a bit lost sometimes and not getting on the ball as much. But I think that's down to him and down to using him in the right way. But he's going to have more ups and downs. I'm not worried about his ability. I'm worried about us using him in the right way and him being mentally ready to be one of maybe the talisman for this club. So,
do you think he can kick on now?
The thing is, I'm not going to say he will, because after the last game, after the first Tottenham game, he scored a hat-trick and you thought, okay, this is the moment. Got hooked at half-time the next game, I think it was Aston Villa, where he let the man slip and he started going down from there. He hadn't had a shot on target. He didn't have one shot on target since the last Tottenham game in November. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is bad.
That's mad.
Yeah.
I just want to see him utilised in the right way. I want to see him on the left wing a little bit more.
I feel like Arteta's got a mental block about that because of the Villa game with Matty Cash, because he didn't track his man.
How many times have we seen Trossard fucking...
Yeah, I know. But I genuinely think Arteta's got a bit of a mental block with it. Here's a weird question. Just another player. It just sprung to mind. Do you think Saka set up the first goal, but do you think he's got to do a little bit more? I think he's allowed to. I think we touched on it before, but I think he's allowed to have a dip. I don't think it's the Saka we're used to seeing at all. But I do think he does a lot more off the ball than people realise. Again, I've made the point of, I think he holds up the ball and creates so much space, which is what people don't realise about him. Like the way he shields it, I think it's just such an underrated quality of Saka's. But his end product has been missing a bit recently, and I do think that's got to improve a bit.
I think now that he's starting to get injured, he's losing that fluidity. When you're playing 6 games on the trot and you're trying to get into your bag, trying to get into your mojo of trying to get into some sort of form. He hasn't been able to do that all season, It's tough. I think the performances are still at a good level, but he's had the chances. In Tottenham, against Tottenham, he had that one-on-one. He's had chances, bro. So I feel like, it's going to come. We've got to use our squad. He's got competition now in Madueke. So I think Saka will be fine. I think he needs to look after himself, keep fit. We can't overplay him at all. We're going to need him in April time when we're playing some crucial games against Palace, I think we played Palace already, against City, Newcastle. We're going to need him in the Champions League. So let's not burn him out and just squeeze every little juice we have out of him. Pause. I'm not worried about Saka in terms of his ability and his performances. I want him to be more clinical again, like he has been and has shown in the past. But no, I think he just needs to stay fit and we'll get the Saka that we know.
And with this title race now, obviously we're 5 points clear with a game in hand. Are you less nervous after this result? Has it made you less nervous? Because for me, personally, it hasn't. I'm just as nervous. I think the Chelsea game could be as big. I know they just dropped points to Burnley. I think we could go and win every game like Declan Rice says, but I genuinely think Tottenham were that bad. It doesn't really fill me with that much confidence.
Mm.
Like the extra confidence that a lot of people got from that game. So it's a bit of a weird one. I don't really know how I feel about it. I'm like, it's going to sound like a player, which I'm definitely not. But like, for me, it's like on a kind of game by game basis at the moment.
Mm.
I genuinely couldn't tell you what. Like, I think it's a brilliant title race, and I think it's really interesting. How are you feeling with C? Because I think Nico O'Reilly's looking great. I think they've got more depth now. I think they're starting to click with the January sales. Guehi looked fantastic against Newcastle. Do you still think they have a slip up in them?
Of course, how many times I think even when they've had good periods of form, they've dropped crazy points. There's a time when everybody was just drawing or dropping points in the same game week. So, over to them, they're going to Leeds on Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. It's not an easy game, taking points against Liverpool, Chelsea there, obviously not against us. Was it 3-4-0?
What?
Against when we played Leeds away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a tough place to go for some. Look, it's going to be a battle. Like, it's going to be them playing, us playing. It's going to be, a bit of tennis. It's a battle of the minds right now. So they've been in this position before, but they're not the same City of old. I was following the game. I wasn't watching it intently, but like, it's not the same City like I saw again. I'm seeing against Newcastle, even though they won 3-0 against Fulham. It's not the same. Even against Liverpool, like there's kinks in the armor there. We just got to be there and focus on ourselves and keep our heads.
Fair.
Game by game.
So something you wanted to touch on also in addition is the title race in Scotland. You think it's mad at the moment? Well, you don't think it is mad. Hearts are top, which is very rare. They're top on 60 points with 28 games. Rangers second, 28 games, 56. And then Celtic dropped points to Hibs the other day, and they're on 54 with 27 games, but they've got a game in hand. What made you want to touch on it just because it's crazy? Or do you just think do you think Scottish football gets a lot of shit and actually like...
Scottish football gets a lot of shit. There's not much money in it. It's not very universally attractive place to play, but what I can say is like the title race is heating up, and I've been following it for the past month and a half. Obviously, like I think there's been about 3 or 4 changes in the managers across both the top two teams, Celtic and Rangers. I think we've seen Danny Roll go to Rangers after a topsy-turvy time there. It's been a tough couple of years for Rangers. Celtic, I think they started the season with Brendan Rodgers. They brought in that American guy. Forgotten his name. Apologies.
He was French, wasn't he?
No, he's French.
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
But
they
brought him from
in America. Yeah.
Brought him over from the MLS. Had a horrid stint. Went on a game of a run of 7 or so matches, and they obviously just lost stronghold. And now we're seeing Hearts, who I think is also owned by Tony Bloom.
Yeah, they are.
So they've kind of incorporated a lot of the analysis-based transfer policies and makeup of the team. So they've been doing really well, and like they've managed to, get to the last quarter of the season on top.
Yeah, and if you don't follow Scottish football, like it's heavily dominated by Rangers and Celtic. And then when Rangers went into financial problems, it's about 10 years ago now, they basically got demoted to non-league or basically the bottom division in Scotland and had to work their way up. So on top of that, for many, many years, on top of that, Celtic were just dominating. So it's like really refreshing essentially to see a title race that's 3 ways. And also, if you didn't know the geography of Scotland as well, because I know we have an audience from around the world, Celtic and Rangers are based in Glasgow. They're the 2 Glasgow clubs, and Hearts are from Edinburgh. So it's like another city who've got a team that are doing well, essentially.
100%. I think Glasgow is one of like the historical football cities, especially in the UK, and they've always been leaders of football in thingy. Obviously, with Edinburgh also being quite a big international city, it's a surprise that we haven't seen much success come from either Hearts or Hibs. So yeah, man, it's heating up, bro. Like even like when was the last time? The last time a team other than Celtic and Rangers won the Scottish Premiership title. I think it was
It might be in Aberdeen.
Aberdeen, 1985.
Fucking hell.
1985. That's what, 40 years ago.
Yeah, that's mental.
40 something years. No other team has
Yeah.
won apart from Celtic and Rangers. That's insane. That's I guess how you can't say monopoly, but duopoly or oligopoly of the league. Like,
Top it sounds like a Polish player.
but yeah, it's insane to see, you know, Heart stay strong in this. And obviously they just lost to Rangers, I think a week ago, but just as there's so many twists and turns in the title race, both Rangers and Celtic have now dropped points this past week.
Yeah,
Do you
they
know what I
lost
mean?
to Hibs.
There's been last minute winners, there's been screamers, there's been dramas, there's been red cards, there's been all sorts. But I think,
And you were explaining to me that it goes to like a championship round, top 6 and bottom 6.
so the way that it works, I think there's only 12 teams in the championship. So each team plays each other 3 times rather than 2 times. And then after the 33rd game of the season, the league table of 12 splits in half. And you get a top 6 and a bottom 6 that play each other. The top 6 obviously fighting for European places and for the championship. And then the bottom 6 are basically fighting for survival or just trying to sustain their level.
Yeah.
So it's like the stakes go higher, the quality of football is a lot more intense. It's more of a nail biting finish. I think it's quite exciting, to be fair. So I'm definitely going to be clued up for the last 5 games. So after the split, everyone plays each other once. So you only have 5 games remaining from the new format that gets developed.
It's sick. It's kind of lit. I think there's Belgium do a similar thing, but it's like really confusing the way they do it. I think Argentina's got like a weird league as well.
It's crazy.
But I think that's the simple way to do it. I think that's good as well, because it's like the champions have to earn the right to be the champions if it's tight. Like you play against the top teams.
Yeah, essentially you have to play your title rivals 4 times.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good way to do it.
I don't know how they do the home and away with that, but no, I think if you're bored or your team's not doing very well, you want to look at another league, I think the Scottish Premiership is definitely something that you should take a look at and pick a team.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Kanayo on the Hibs team, making his breakthrough. He's had a couple loans now, but now he's a rotational option at fullback. So hopefully Hibs can I have a soft spot for Hibs because of him, but Celtic as well.
Yeah. Anything in green, mate.
Nigel. Come on.
Now, I'm going to let you take the lead with this, and it's a bit of a shit thing to talk about, but it needs to be talked about. Mourinho, you've covered yourself in absolute fucking shit. I really thought there was a part to you that was human and all right, but if you're backing a fucking player who puts his face over his shirt whilst he hands out racial abuse, I think you're fucking scum, full stop. But it's not something I've ever experienced, and it's something, sadly, that you'll know more about than me. So is there anything you want to touch on in regards to the racial problems that's been happening in the last week?
I think the problem, you have like an opinion of someone, and you have like a story of people, of managers, of players, and you kind of grow up with them. And Mourinho is definitely one where I think, probably the same with you, our opinion has changed of him so many different times, and we probably got to love him as a person, as a manager, as he took himself out of the Premier League and probably relegated himself from being like that villain role that he had. So we probably saw a more human side of him the past maybe like 5 years to a decade. So
I really thought there was a nice side to him, but now I'm starting to think that's all bullshit.
it's a shame, because a lot of black players have probably looked up to him in the past. Like we saw, you know, the amount of black players he had at Chelsea, a lot of stories about how he's like the likes of Essien and John Obi Mikel, and when they were going through certain things in their lives, he's put his arm around a lot of black players, and I'm sure like a lot of them are now disappointed to see that when a push came to shove and he could have made a statement and brought more unity to the sport, when it's been probably the most divided it's ever been in terms of racial stance, I would say. But to see him come out for that game and essentially blame Vinicius Jr. for celebrating the way he did, or antagonizing fans and the players and all sorts. It doesn't really work like that, and it doesn't quite cut it. It's disappointing. And for someone so intelligent, so smart, and
Well, he's not.
well, he's
I think he's
supposed to be.
proved. I think he's proved to everyone now that he's not.
Yeah, but some of the smartest people in the room sometimes are most ignorant. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For their own good. And I hope he's starting to realize the damage he's done to football, and he can probably come out with an apology. Because it's definitely not too late to make the mark, but definitely he's made the wrong decision. I think the whole football world could see how obvious that
racial remark was.
I don't want to say the guy's name.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could see like how much of a coward that guy is, to put your shirt over your mouth because you know everyone's watching, and to mutter whatever he muttered under his breath, as if, you know, just so the players could hear, but the TV cameras couldn't catch. I think it was just disgusting to see. I was shocked when I heard about it. I couldn't even believe it. And for Benfica to like go online and probably black him and create a narrative where basically gaslighting Vinicius Jr. and all the Real Madrid players as if they haven't heard it, and it was only Vinicius trying to make up this story.
It's almost like they still think it's a football thing when it's not. Do you know what I mean? They think it's something to do with the game. It's not. Like we're taking away football now, and yeah, I find it. Yeah, you're better to speak on it than me for obvious reasons.
It's a weird month, man.
Sadly.
Yeah, I know.
We've even gone on a TikTok live, and I'm obviously not privy to some of the things, and I see the fucking things being sent to you online.
It's crazy times.
Yeah. I could, like, yeah. I'm not trying to be like. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I was just fucking shocked. Because for obvious reasons, I'm not privy to it. And then I saw it fucking firsthand happen to one of my best mates. And I'm just like...
Yeah, I think you probably catch on it.
Fucking mad.
I'm probably just not necessarily just used to it, but, you know, I'm probably desensitized, and you probably see a lot of it more or react to it more whenever you see a lot of the stuff that, you know, that we see online. It might be me slating a team or giving my honest opinion on the team, and, like, you know, the fans come back at me for whatever sort of reason. But like we said, it's been a tough month. Like, we've seen Mundle at Sunderland get racial abuse. We've seen Okorodara, what's his name? I should know this, he's Nigerian. Okorodare, I think that's his name. Orokodare. After missing the penalty for Wolves, he's been abused. We've got Fofana after getting sent off for Chelsea. Hannibal. So just see what happens when people see a crack in, you know, in unity and in the sport. People just leech onto it. It's no coincidence now that Mourinho's come out to defend acts of racism that we're now seeing it seep into society a lot more. Literally the week after. Like, you know, this is how much of a negative impact when you have such a leading figure in the sport come out and just say the wrong things and do the wrong things.
And that has a negative effect, because if you're like a young black player at Benfica, generally I'm thinking of Jayden Umar. Young black Irish player of Nigerian descent. And I know we've made a video on him, but it popped up on my feed, and I literally, when I saw him in Benfica colours, I couldn't help but think of that. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, I genuinely thought to myself, as someone who has no experience of racial abuse or has ever gone through it, I just thought to myself, oh, what's he thinking right now? If you're just a black player full stop in that whole Benfica, what are you thinking? Because you're thinking, if I ever go through racist abuse, I'm not going to speak up about it, because my manager's not going to, the guy that's leading the whole fucking club is not going to back me. And I worry that's going to have a knock-on effect on... Yeah, it will be like a lot of white racists who have no cultural understanding will be like, oh no, they're just complaining again. And I say there because that's the fucking backwards way they think. Like, if someone's black or of colour, if they complain about racist abuse during a game, they're just going to think, oh, they're just making excuses because they've seen an authoritative figure that so many people respect talk like that. And then if you're a young black player, you're not going to feel confident to come out. And I was, I was talking about Vinny in previous videos, but I was strictly talking about football, of course, and criticising him for the way he acted under Xabi Alonso. I've got so much admiration for him talking up, because a lot of players, so many players wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And
Straight away.
I think Mourinho's words were poisonous, because, as I say, I think a lot of black players will think, oh, everyone's just going to think I'm whining again. Nah, Vinicius, keep on talking, man. Keep on talking. Keep on fucking alerting it. I think you're more of a role model than Jose Mourinho will ever be.
Yeah. No. Well said. Well said. You can hide as much as you want behind an avatar online, or even behind a shirt on the pitch, but the truth will always come out, and I think the whole world could see that. But we'll never shut up, man. We'll keep doing our thing, keep dancing, keep playing well, keep showing them what's what.
Yeah. Well said, mate. So just to wrap up the show, it's a pretty dark one. This one's a lot of sad shit happening.
It's a dark day, man, in the Wani Bay household, bro.
Yeah. Sheffield Wednesday down, earliest team to ever get relegated in the history of the EFL.
It's not a good record.
But they got relegated on -7.
Albeit, it's a dark day in the Still City, at least for one club. We thought Sheffield United would be coming down with us at certain points of the season, but they managed to turn it around. And D-Day landed on, the one time we had to play them away from home. It was like, we thought we maybe had a chance, but we had to avoid dropping points in order to stay up, and we didn't manage to do that. It's been an uphill battle. We've lost our leader for a decade in Bannon. And when you lose the soul of the club, you don't really have much more to fight for. I think we've known since.
Why are you saying we've?
What?
For Sheffield Wednesday.
They're my team, bro.
Okay, I'll let you go.
They're my second team. I follow them. Don't let this guy do this.
Okay, we'll have another conversation about a second.
When you're talking about Cork City,
but that's another country.
We're talking about Ireland and England.
That's another country.
Yeah, it's another division. Sheffield's in the basically another country. Yeah.
Okay, fair. All right, but yeah.
It's a sad way to go out. To go out to your local rivals, -7. I think it doesn't get much lower than this as a club. And I just pray that with new ownership, with a turnaround in the club, I think we can start afresh in League One and probably be back in the big league soon. But yeah, it's just devastating. My fellow Owls, going through it right now. This guy, bro, let me go.
My fellow Owls. Fucking hell, geez. Jeez, they're going to give you the key to Sheffield soon. All right. Wrapping up very quickly. Freak of the week.
Sorry.
Freak of the week, brother. Okay, I'm going to do my howler. Howler.
Yeah, give me a second, please.
Howler. Oh, do you know what? Tudor. Henry VIII. Brother, why are you playing a high line with 5 at the back? That will never make sense to me as long as I live. High line, 5 at the back. It just doesn't go together. I'm sure there's many tacticians that will tell me not. But if there's a 5 at the back, don't push high.
Oh, fucking too cool, did it?
Did he push that high?
You don't have to be on your halfway line, but you can push up.
Oh, he was fucking on the halfway line. He was telling Van der Ven to go to the halfway line. He said, no. So yeah, Henry VIII, you're getting it.
You can do it.
Tudor, Mr. Henry VIII, Henry VII, Henry fucking 9th. There wasn't a Henry 9th, but is there Henry 9th? I'm a history grad. That's embarrassing. Okay, Henry VIII is getting it.
Okay.
Who's your freak of the week? It's got to be only one player.
Gyokores.
There you go.
Glock 14.
And just like that, we're out.
Get me emotional, man.